Buck. Kevin Meaney's the bachelor father of the 90s, and he's got his hands full with 2 precocious kids, a rambunctious teenager, and 1 angry grandmother. He may be crude and crass, but he's family. Get ready for Uncle Buck, Mondays on CBS. Your place to watch, match, and win with the CBS Kmart Get Ready giveaway. Look for details here at Kmart.
To begin to drift south and eastward. The central and eastern parts of Kansas will very probably be cloudy in the morning, and then western Kansas will begin to get increasing cloudiness by tomorrow afternoon. Today, however, very, very pleasant reading. 73 up in the Goodland area, 72 at Garden City, 70 reported by Dodge City and Liberal, 72 over by the good folks. Ponca City, Blackwell area, 68 degrees today. Winds southerly at about 15 with gusts of 25 miles an hour. Barometric pressure 30.00 and is rising. And no precipitation. We're about a half inch behind, a half inch ahead for the year, and 1 5300ths behind for the year so far. We'll be looking for a little bit of a change tomorrow, and of course the possibility of some scattered showers. Today, of course, there's nothing showing up on the radar. However, the satellite photo was pretty interesting for the western half of the U.S. Rain showers and thunder showers along that frontal system, and that wide band of fairly heavy snow. Now, what will happen each time that you see the frontal system on there, that begins at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then you'll see the cloud pattern move until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So as of that time, of course, the front was way off in the northwest. Now, however, it's moving into the central part of the nation with a couple of high-pressure cells behind it. Behind it, and a few pockets of low pressure, and a fairly heavy band of rain showers and snow all the way from the eastern portions of Montana down to western sections of Nevada. And of course the massive high picking up warm moist air from the south, bringing it northward. So when the two masses collide over Kansas, we are looking for some precipitation, and we'll talk about that.
This is an explicit podcast containing filthy language and adult themes like dick and shit jokes. If you're easily offended or have a stick up your ass, this probably is not for you. Guidance is suggested for sensitive types, and occasionally some lights may flash, so if you're prone to seizures and all that, you might want to skip this. And lastly, we don't speak for anyone or any entity. We only speak for ourselves, of course. What follows is opinion based on our individual experiences in the industry. So take that. Damn it, I fucked it up at the end.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. This is the show formerly known as Out for Delivery. That's Jazz.
I'm here.
It's Amy.
Hey.
I'm After Lodge Jason. Once again broadcasting from the quarantine compound high atop Pikey Mountain, where we are bored as fuck. Not really a lot to do anymore.
I've even broke down and started using filters on Snapchat.
That's fucking weird. I wouldn't tell anybody about that if I
know.
was you. I don't know who's hitting their mic stand, but they need to stop.
Was it me?
I think maybe you're a liar.
I didn't touch it.
That was an awful quick. Wasn't me.
Well,
Awful
I may
quick.
not have touched your mic stand, but I'd be careful of everything connected underneath, because that wood will sound through the mic stand and make it sound like that.
that's just me bumping my chair.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
stop. It's coming through very clear. Yeah. So, another week of social distancing and nothing going on.
We got new Switch lights this week.
Yeah, we did find some of those.
Hey, it was hard to find some of those.
Well, and we got that Trump check.
Yeah.
Got that Trump socialism money. So, there's that.
I got my unemployment.
Are you eating
Gum.
on microphone?
No, it's just gum.
It's very crunchy gum.
I just put it in.
That's, I guess, why it's crunchy.
I'll move. Hold on. Let me get it
Fred
soft.
is here. Says, sorry I'm late. Had to do some Rocket League dailies.
What is that? What does that even mean?
Some daily challenge on Rocket League is my guess. It's Rocket League. Does it really matter what it is?
It's like the worst game. Like, Rocket League is a retarded game, and he shouldn't play it because he's an adult.
He says quests.
Are you shaking your leg?
Yes.
Stop.
I can't help it. I do it all the time.
Yeah, my inability to argue with assholes is getting to me. I haven't like had any issues with really anyone.
My God, I am so sorry.
We're creating an issue here for you to deal with. See, Amy is playing the part of the small business owner for you so that you can get this out of your system and have something to do. And it's just going to be live streamed so people can see how you handle the small business owners.
Like, everybody's being all nice and trying to, like, work together and shit. And, you know, whatever. Like, it's fine. I know they're assholes at heart. Oh, Ryan says he has an issue with Amazon currently. My daughter's a very expensive birthday present isn't here, and they said it would be. Well, they're liars. You should call them and let them know they're liars.
I had the opposite problem. Mine said it wouldn't be here till May, and I got it 2 days ago.
After you ordered another one.
That's true.
The funny part is in the meantime, these two motherfuckers that always give me shit for having issues, Bruce is out there trying to kill a garbage man, from what I hear. And Ron joined the Hitler Youth or something on accident. I'm not sure. We'll let him tell that story.
Some type of cult, I'm sure of it.
No, it was definitely a white supremacist cult. They thought he was the chosen one because of his blonde hair and blue eyes. I don't know.
And
he
all
can
his
tell
pop
that when he
figures.
comes back to. Well, I don't. I think he keeps saying he sold those. I don't really believe it, but he keeps saying
He
he's
sold
got
them to
rid
his
of most
cult
of
so
them.
that he can go and visit them whenever he wants. That's how he got in. That was his payment.
In the meantime, I haven't threatened to physically harm anyone in like over a month. I don't know. Did have a little incident with my son the other day, Calvin. He went to some Animal Crossing island and there were peaches, and he said, "I'm gonna get 1,000 peaches." And I said, "There's not 1,000 peaches on this island. There's no way you're gonna get 1,000 peaches. Stop saying that. You sound like a dummy." And he said, "I'm going to give Avery 1,000 peaches when I get off this island because I'm going to have so many peaches." And I said, "Calvin, you're not going to have 1,000 peaches." And he looked at me and said, "Dad, I'm using alliteration."
Yeah, that kind of shut Jace up. He didn't really know what to say after that.
I kind of wanted to smack him, but he used it right. So
He kind of outworded you.
guess I'll let it go.
I am not controlling anyone.
What? Controlling who? What, me? No. Nobody's controlling me. And then yesterday, had a huge pick-me-up at work. The Girl Scouts came by and gave us all a box of cookies because we're an essential worker. And that's when one of the managers said the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Now, what do you think?
They're not real peaches. They don't count like that.
What do you think?
It only works at Huber's.
What the dumbest thing a manager could say right now to us is?
Don't wash your hands.
I mean, no, they're saying that. They'll write you
They're
up
telling
for,
you not to wash your hands?
No, they tell you to, but they'll write you up for getting it because they told you how to prevent it. You shouldn't have got it. That's the way the place
Oh,
works.
well.
if you'd followed all of our instructions.
Well, I mean, we have all the people still going to church and things. God's gonna save us all.
Frozen Thin
Yeah.
Mints.
Well, so the manager said, you know, like during the Girl Scout cookie pass out procedures, that we're getting these because we're just as essential as anyone else. We're the same as the doctors and nurses, is literally what come out of her mouth. And then when half the building exploded in laughter, she looked confused. And then she said, "What? We deliver the medicine." Which I also found quite funny because I don't know anybody that delivers medicine to a hospital
Yeah.
here that normally comes in on a truck.
Well, you deliver medicine to, individuals.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do not think that rises me to the level of a doctor or a nurse in these current
So-
Does that make you a
situations.
sub nurse?
I don't even think I'm a sub nurse.
Oh.
Are you non-essential?
No, I'm essential. I'm just not as essential as a doctor or nurse.
Hmm.
They're way more essential than me.
Oh, I agree.
Thanks, Amy.
I'm definitely non-essential, but I'm getting paid like I'm essential, so.
That is true.
No, it wasn't Amber, Bruce. It was Carla. Although Amber seems like really nice. Am I wrong on this? Bruce? I mean, like, so far, like, I kind of think she's all right. Is Amy's shirt an Epson ink shirt? No, it's a 42 shirt. Although
Hitchhiker's Guide.
it does look a little bit like the Epson ink thing now that you bring it up,
I have no idea what that is.
and it's all I can see.
I still have no idea what that is, so I just see it for what it is.
Okay, good for you. I guess you've never heard of a printer. It sounds about like jazz to have never heard of a thing everybody in the
Meh.
world fucking knows of. Sounds about right.
She saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off for
No, she
the
wasn't
first
watching
time
it.
today.
She wasn't
I was
watching
watching it.
it. Not really. You were tuned out.
I know exactly what happened.
Uh-huh.
I
sure
saw
you
the
did.
scenes. I heard the conversations.
Then who's Abe Froman?
Abe Froman isn't really who he was. It was Ferris Bueller,
Who is Abe Froman?
the Sausage King of Chicago.
Thank you.
He's non-existent.
Oh, well, she only went after slugs, Bruce is saying, so she gets a thumbs up from him, so that's good. That's good. I'm not a slug. I
What?
do my job too good. I wish I could do my job a little less well, so as that they won't expect shit out of me ever.
You've already ruined that.
I want to constantly lower expectations
You work
on
too
what
hard
I
to begin
can
with.
do. Well, I don't work that hard. Come on, let's be honest
I
here.
said
It's
to
not.
begin with.
It's not hard to work for 5 to 6 hours a day.
I was talking about the extra stuff that just your
Oh,
coworkers
that I used
expect
to
now.
do. Yeah. Well, yeah.
In the beginning, you kind of work too hard to where the now. Yeah, you're the
Yeah.
person.
I gotta tell you, like the time when me and Bruce were subs, being a sub was such a different thing. Like we couldn't. Go on, interrupt me.
I was reading Fred's thing, and that was just my facial reaction. I was going to wait till your story to read it. They were talking about so many different bugs in the office, and he thought they had a real slug problem.
No.
And I was
no.
wondering how bad offices had to get to actually have a real slug
I mean, we
problem.
have shut
Think that
down
it's-
several offices in the area due to brown recluse infestations
guess
that we
that's
had
true.
to close down and then reopen. Like it's a real problem.
Okay.
No, but when me and Bruce were subs, like we didn't dictate shit. Like we came in, we got shit on for like 8 to 12 hours, then we went home to shower up so we could get shit on again tomorrow. Subs today, man, like they just fucking dictate their own fucking rules. I have literally seen subs within the past year on multiple occasions just laugh and say, "No, I'm not doing that."
Is that why you're a dirty rainbow? Is that why you chose your colors?
What?
You said you kept getting shit on you. Wash it off.
Anyway.
Never mind.
And it's just I don't understand why the subs now are like fucking just the worst. Like they won't even like they don't answer the phone in the morning. When I was a sub, you didn't answer the phone. That was a fucking issue. Now they don't answer their phones. They won't carry extra. They all apparently have FMLA. I don't know. It's just, it's crazy that the difference between, like, when me and Bruce carried, me and Kara, we had a sub that lost his license and had to have another sub drive him around and help him do the things assigned throughout that day, as well as on his own. Should have just fired his Werther's last. You know, there's been lots of times where on our side people lost their license due to a DUI and they paid a sub to drive them around.
You cannot lose your job at the place you work.
You used to could.
That was before.
When
This
me
is
and Bruce
now.
were subs, like, we saw him fire a lot of subs. Hell, they threatened to fire me one time because I got back at 5:30 on a cold route on a day after a holiday.
You now have people getting back at like 9.
Oh, sometimes back at 9 without finishing the goddamn fucking route.
Well, that's okay now.
It's acceptable. It's the new normal.
It's not an okay normal.
They had too much on their plate to begin with, Jace. They couldn't handle it.
It's not an okay normal. It's really not. It's just not. And I'm getting frustrated because we got second Christmas going on now. And it's only getting worse because these motherfuckers that live on my route got a Trump check, which they're not going to use to pay, I don't know, rent, bills,
No.
medicine. They're using it to fucking, you know, just buy everything they can online. I delivered 5 pairs of shoes to a woman yesterday. Where the fuck you going? You need 5 pairs of shoes, lady. You don't have...
Hey, I put on my good shoes today because I had to get dressed. I was so proud. So, I can see some people need shoes.
5
Everyone.
pairs. 5 pairs. 5
At the
brand
same
new
time.
pairs the same fucking day.
She can't go out and go shoe shopping, so.
They were from Hitman Shoes.
What the hell's Hitman shoes?
I don't know. That's what it was all over it. They were advertising the fuck out of that package, though. 5 pairs.
Was there a big cat on it?
No.
Did it come to $3,000?
No, she's not a foreigner. She's very much American. And she often comes to the door in a towel, which I don't appreciate.
What's she look like?
She's okay.
Age range?
She's probably 30-something.
Okay. Still got it together.
Gotta remember whose route we're talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, if you're living on my route, you've made some bad financial decisions to get there, or you've been living there since they built those houses in the 50s. So you're either super old or you're not good with money. And I mean, somebody buying 5 pairs of fucking shoes, probably not good with money. 5
gonna
brand
say
new
you're
pairs in the middle of a pandemic when she ain't left a fucking house. What club's she going to that she's got to have new shoes for?
I don't know.
Apparently, we're being suggested that they had to buy one, get 4 free. Something tells me
feel
that's
like-
not right.
I feel like that's not true. I feel like that's not a thing that's happening. And then she comes to the door with her long ass fucking nails. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking these are normal long nails. No, I'm talking about they got the curve.
Oh, God.
When people's nails get so long, they start getting that fucking curve.
I hate the
You're
curve.
a disgusting piece of human fucking whatever the fuck you are.
I agree.
Okay.
I hate the curve.
We gotta flatten the curve.
I don't, for some reason, I don't think this woman's going to be going to the Eastern Star meeting because I feel like they don't let in felons over there. I feel like that's her tank cleaners, Ryan said, and somehow he made it grosser. Like, somehow he made it grosser than what it already was with the curvy fingernails. Anyway, so I had something else happen on the route this week. Is my customers, albeit some of them are assholes, all of them are poor, or at least live like they're poor. A lot of them have really been nice to me because, you know, I'm still bringing their checks and shit. And I have one lady that has supplied me solely with hand sanitizer. Another lady has Clorox wiped me. So, like, I'm set on these things I need because of these 2 ladies. And there's been a few other people throughout this that have done a little something or left me something in the box. One woman was leaving me a Coke every day, like right before I got there, so it was ice cold, and I had to leave her a note like, I can't drink this, I'm a diabetic.
I mean, it was
I'm
a
not
sweet
gonna drink
thought.
a sugar-filled Coke. But it was really nice, and I left her a note about how I appreciate it, but
She
just
can
can't
leave you a
drink it.
bottle of water.
I don't even want water on the route. It's just going to slow me down. My purpose when I hit the street is to get off the street as soon as humanly possible.
He has to be able to pee somewhere.
That has been taken away from
Well,
me.
I have a key
Yeah.
to the church.
Oh, okay.
I'm the only person going in the church, apparently, like, every other day.
Gotcha.
Because the maintenance guy's only going every other day, but he's leaving the electronic locks on so that I can go in and drop off the mail. So, an empty church is kind of fucking scary, just to be honest with you. Feels haunted. It's like there's a Holy Ghost running up and down them big halls of the mega church.
Maybe there is.
I feel like maybe there is a Holy Ghost.
Fred did ask if you douse your comb in hand sanitizer and run it through that beautiful beard.
You can't comb any of this. This is all brush material.
I feel like he's just missing the beard.
Anyway, so this one lady leaves me this huge pack of stuff on Monday, and it was super fancy and super nice. There were like 3 packs of branded Clorox wipes.
Wow.
Now, I haven't
Special.
seen
That's
these
fancy.
since early February.
I think we have a container of Clorox wipes.
But we
still
bought
out
them in
there.
like February.
Yeah, it was when Calvin had the flu.
Yeah, when he had the flu. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
look at the branded toilet paper I can find.
So like
Dharma Initiative.
Yeah, Dharma Initiative toilet paper. So there was like 3 packs of Clorox wipes in there. There were 3 different kinds of the travel size bottles of the hand sanitizer. One was cucumber melon scented. There was other various scents. And
So
then
you
there
got
was
not just name brand, but fancy ones.
fancy ones, yes. Fancy scented hand sanitizer.
That's special.
Then there was Easter candy in there. There was the little football chocolates. There was the Tootsie flavored Tootsie Rolls, not the chocolate Tootsie Rolls, but the ones that were different flavors.
Like vanilla and strawberry and things.
The fruity ones.
Ooh.
What the fuck is he talking about PayPal for? He's just now asking for advice on PayPal.
I was just going to ask you about it after your story. I was trying not to interrupt
don't-
you with it.
Yeah, get a PayPal account. They're still used like everywhere.
Jazz, I sent you a picture of the Dharma toilet paper, but it's not sending. I was going to let you put it up if you wanted.
So also in this bag was like the Easter Twix. There was the flavored Tootsie Rolls, not just the plain ass chocolate Tootsie Rolls, but like the fruity ones and all that. And a bag of the Flips pretzels. Now you know what I'm talking about. You know,
Yeah,
like the
chocolate
foil
covered
covered.
and
like white
white
chocolate
chocolate.
covered. So I take this stuff back, and the next day I'm unpacking it and I'm distributing the stuff where it needs to go to. I'm giving coworkers that don't have any disinfecting wipes.
helping out your fellow
Yeah.
mates there.
Keeping back one of the hand sanitizers, distributing the rest of them to people that don't have them available to them because
What aroma did you keep?
I kept the cucumber melon. I figured it was the lightest of the scents.
I like the pink hand sanitizer.
I did not get a bidet.
The pink hand sanitizer smells good.
I don't know what color this is. It's in an opaque bottle, and it's got like a wrist strap on it or something. I don't know. It's like weird. They're fancy.
Yeah.
And then the Flips pretzels was the only thing in there that I was thinking about. You're going to have to stop looking at your phone and making that face. Just
You're
saying.
the one who told me to read all the
I know.
comments.
Read it, but keep a
That's
neutral
a sign of
face.
a dirty, itchy asshole.
What is this sign of a dirty, itchy asshole?
The fact that you don't have a bidet.
No, my asshole's fine. Thanks for your concern about my asshole. It's fine. Anyway, so the only thing I was thinking I was going to eat out of this candy was the Flips pretzels because I really enjoy those, and I was going to set the rest of the candy in Kara's like fucking food closet that she keeps in her case, which is essentially just like her fucking coffin, and the whole top half of it is filled with like fucking munchies.
Oh, well, that's fun.
So I was gonna, eat these and then I realized they're open and half gone.
Oh, that's fun.
They gave you a half-open bag of Flips.
Now, in their defense, I pondered this
Did you eat some more?
no, I didn't eat any for a few
Had
minutes.
to make sure.
And I think what happened was because everything else in there was so clean and nice and like name brand shit. I think they had probably bought like a box on Amazon because they're one of these people that get Amazon food all the time. I'm all the time delivering Amazon pantry to them.
They've got
You
one of
chewed
those
that gum for
button
20
flips.
minutes.
I don't care.
Not even 20 minutes. Let's see.
I'm the welfare queen. I can
You-
afford it.
Chewed that gum for 20 minutes at most. So I
They
think what
have that
happened
little
was...
button, Amazon button, just hit it for flips.
Well, I think what happened was is they have a box of them in their closet, and somebody had got into them, ate like part of a bag, and then just threw them back in the box. And then she's making this little gift Ziploc bag for me. She's like, I'll give him a bag of these too, and just happened to grab the one somebody had already ate. I don't feel like she intentionally gave me half-eating chocolate-covered pretzels.
I mean, with the description of the rest of the box, that sounds like a fair estimate.
I mean, if the rest of the box had been like Dharma Initiative Clorox wipes and Dharma
Thrown
Initiative
together
hand
just
sanitizer,
randomly.
then maybe. But no, I didn't eat them just because
They were open.
they could have been poisoned. The whole thing could have been a setup
Could have
to
had
kill the mailman.
Corona in it.
Or that, it could have had the Rona in it.
It's very true.
No one knows.
You should go get it tested.
I already threw them away. So,
Have them
That's it.
swab the pretzels.
and so Tina is the new girl at our office, and for some reason everybody at the office, mostly Kara, calls her Tammy Joe, and then nobody knows her name. So everyone calls her Tammy Joe because they just hear Kara from across there, Tammy Joe!
How does she feel about this nickname?
She does not like it. She's not a fan of it at all. But it doesn't really matter.
This isn't the same Tina that I worked with, right?
I don't think so.
You met her, the blonde.
Oh,
like-
no,
flaky,
no.
I mean, I liked her, but
No.
okay.
No, this girl's all right. Like, I don't know. The jury's still out. I feel like she's all right. Where was I going with this?
Tammy Joe.
Tammy Joe. Kara calls her Tammy Joe.
Everybody calls her Tammy
Yeah.
Joe.
Okay, so we had a major disaster on Tuesday. Kara is known for spilling her coffee.
Oh, God.
Like, she spills her coffee constantly. Like, used to, when we worked together as subs, if we wanted to figure out if Kara knew a route, we would go look for coffee stains on the route. And be like, yeah, Kara's worked this before. There's fucking coffee all over the contact paper.
Does she not use a lid?
Well,
Like,
when she
ever?
came out there, like, our janitor got so fucking mad about her spilling coffee that she got a sippy cup for her coffee. Like, one of those tumblers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that if she knocks it over, it doesn't go everywhere, and she can just clean up that little section. So it was either Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember. Like, I just hear like sploosh,
Oh, God.
and then oh fuck, and I'm like, what happened? She's like, the lid came off my coffee when I picked it up by the lid. So there was
She
coffee.
needs a better coffee cup.
She needs to just put the fucking lid on. I think she had just added ingredients to her coffee and then didn't put the lid on good.
She needs the screw on type.
I-
too. Come on.
She needs a lot of help. So,
Got a little Michael J. Fox in her.
no, she's just clumsy as fuck. And another thing she does is, like, she knows the janitor is, like, really upset when people eat or drink at their case. Like, he fucking hates it. If somebody brings in food for, like, the office, he is fucking furious that person that they brought in food because he's going to have to clean up crumbs everywhere. So,
Yeah.
Kara, every morning, she eats, like, first breakfast and second breakfast in the office. She's like a fucking hobbit with her fucking little meals. Yesterday, she was eating a hard-boiled egg and a piece of fucking Colby cheese. Like not in a sandwich, not in like she had an egg in this hand and like a fucking hunk of Colby in this hand. It was like alternating bites.
Well, you said yesterday you don't even know how to make a sandwich. You just eat
I know how to make
meat
it. I
and
just
cheese.
won't. So, but every time she fucking eats, she comes to my case while she's talking.
So you get blamed?
Food goes fucking everywhere. There's food all over the floor when she leaves after eating her first and second breakfast inside my case.
But her case looks great.
No, it doesn't. It's always a fucking hot mess over there. I've got to now clean up. No, she doesn't eat in her truck, so her truck doesn't stink. Somebody was saying her truck must smell like death's asshole, but she doesn't eat in her truck. She eats first and second breakfast in the office.
In Jason's case.
In my case, that I then have to clean up so that the janitor doesn't think I'm the one over there eating like just like a fucking Muppet. Like, I told her one time she eats like Cookie Monster. She just grabs the food and shoves it in her face, and what goes in, what falls out, falls out.
It's just the luck of the draw there.
Like, it's crazy, dude. Like, she drops as much food as she puts in her face on the ground.
So, like
God.
Calvin.
Worse.
Worse?
I would like to see her eat spaghetti.
I still can't figure out how Calvin gets chocolate all over his face from like a Tootsie Roll or something.
I don't know. It is how 10-year-old boys eat. That's how Kara eats. So, anyway, she picks up this, and then, like, the sploosh. Like, I audibly heard the sploosh from the coffee. Like, and I step over and look, and it's fucking everywhere on her mat,
Oh,
on
God.
the floor.
Coffee does go everywhere when you spill it.
So, I'm like, oh, no. Oh, what the fuck did you do? God damn it. And Tina is, like, out of her case because we were waiting on shit, and she's like, wow, that's a spill.
That's
And I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand. He's gonna be so fucking pissed.
She hasn't been there long enough to figure this out.
And she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, the fucking janitor. He's gonna be pissed. So he's outside, like, I don't know, doing some shit. He's not in the building. Carrie doesn't want to alert him to this spilled coffee situation.
I feel a cover-up coming on.
So she fucking goes in his closet, which he
Oh.
also fucking
I was
hates.
gonna say, that sounds like a bad idea.
And she comes back with, like, a fucking, like, hotel level of cleaner, like, load. Like, she's got all of the cleaners. She's got her mat out. She cleans off her fucking mat. She fucking cleans up the floor. And I'm like, it's not good enough. He's gonna know. He's gonna know. And then, like, she fucking realizes the floor is still, like, shiny wet where she's cleaned it all up. So she goes and gets somebody's fan and sets it in the floor to dry the floor before he can fucking see it. And then as we're leaving, I'm like, fuck, the paper towels. Get the paper towels. Go see the fucking coffee-covered paper towels and he'll know. And she's like, fuck, you're right.
This seems so elaborate for cleaning up a mess.
She runs back to her garbage can, pulls all those paper towels out, puts them in, like, a Kroger bag and ties them up and throws them away outside.
Oh, God.
So,
Are you really that scared of the janitor?
just don't want to listen to him.
Mm.
It's just easier this way. And then, so, like, and the whole time, Tina's like, I don't get it. Like, he'll just clean it up. Like, that's kind of his job. Like, I'm sure he doesn't mind. It doesn't happen that often. And I'm like, you don't understand what it's like. It's not good. This isn't good.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Do you know the janitor's name?
Yeah, I know the janitor's name.
What's
I'm
the
not gonna
janitor's
say, I'm
name?
not going to say it on the fucking air, but I know
Can't
the
just get a
janitor's name.
first name?
You're not
Mike.
going to say that the name's
Mike.
like trash can like Scully and Hitchcock
No,
did,
no,
right?
no,
Because
no.
this reminds me of Marge and everyone on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
No, it's so like we think well, I didn't do shit except watch her until she fucked up. Because it wasn't in my case. She can eat the bullet on this one.
Yeah, yeah.
So no, it's not that. It's not him. If so, I would have added to it. I would have, because he deserves it. He used to do bad stuff in the bathroom to this guy.
I thought it was more than just the bathroom. I thought it was everywhere.
So, you know, so we're out, and Tina just keeps saying, like, I don't understand, like, why you guys are so worried about this. And I'm like, yeah, it's a thing. It's a bad thing. It's not going to be good when he sees that she made this much of a fucking mess. It's going to... Ants, like, I've literally heard him say the words, there's going to be bugs everywhere because y'all keep leaving food around. There's not supposed to be food or drink on the workroom floor. Like, very upset by it. Like, completely upset by it.
Has he ever found
He was
Kara's snack shack?
Yes, and he does not like it. Like, he is one of the few people at that office that does not like her. Her big boobs do not affect him. He sees straight in her fucking messy soul. Her fucking crumb-leaving ass soul.
And apparently coffee spilling.
See, I thought it was kind of normal to have a snack stash because I have like a
No.
whole drawer in my desk at work that's just snacks. Sorry.
I'm sure they'll be great when you go back to work.
I
won't
brought
they?
them all home
Oh,
when
okay.
I came. Figured I wasn't going back for a while.
Can you get a vacuum phone, vacuum sound on your phone, and every time she eats, you just activate it and leave it on? I wish I could. That would be good.
Slowly guilt trip her into stopping.
Like, I mean, I'm not the only one who's commented on this. Like, Greg used to make fun of her over how she knows she's doing it. She doesn't care. You don't understand.
There is no guilt trip to do.
Yesterday, I'm like, there's egg yolk all over my mat. What the fuck are you doing? And she's like, oops.
Oops.
How'd
Yep.
you get egg? Well, I mean, was
The
it like
boiled egg.
It's a
hard-boiled
hard-boiled
egg?
egg.
Okay, I was picturing like runny eggs and
No, it was like egg yolk crumb all over. And she's like, does this egg look overcooked? And then she's shoving it in my face. Like crumbs of the yolk are falling off on the ground. And I'm like, no, there's no green ring. I think you're good, but you need to not fucking swing it around.
Shake it off a little bit so all the crumbs just are falling there. She doesn't want those crumbs.
I mean,
Those
she
are
doesn't
for
want to
you.
get them on her shirt or anything.
Bruce said that wouldn't affect her. She's the most stubborn person ever. The definition of obstinate, is that how you say that?
Obstinate.
Obstinate is a picture of her, which I believe. I mean, she is. If you tell her something bothers you, she's going to do it more. So Tina's just like shaking her head at us because we're freaked out by this. And I'm like, I hope you got it good enough, because if not, we're going to have a fucking issue. So Tina, the next morning when I see her, comes in. She's like, you weren't kidding. He fucking figured it out. I don't know how he fucking figured it out, but he had her fucking mat and all this shit out of her case and was in there with a fucking mop, and he was just ranting and raving about how you ain't supposed to have food or drink on the workroom floor. What the fuck is so hard to understand about this? She said the entire 15 minutes I was in here, he was over there cleaning, ranting and raving, and had her mat out and was screaming about it.
Even though she already cleaned it up.
And so then I told her the next day, I was like, he saw and he was in here cussing you yesterday afternoon, apparently. I don't care.
Does
And
her
then I
snacks
noticed
ever go missing?
no. And then I noticed she tightened the lid down on her coffee cup just a little bit more.
I don't care, but I don't want to do that again. Let's not.
I mean, it was a hot mess. It was that coffee was everywhere, and she cleaned for 45 minutes.
God.
I don't know how he knew. How did he know? How could he have known?
His cleaning products were moved from their regular spot.
Well, that happens a lot, and he's very upset about that a lot as well.
He did a taste test. He pulled a Dwight and just licked it. And said,
He got
It's
so
coffee.
upset that people kept using his garbage bags for parcel bags that he made them order another set of them for us. Those are the only ones we're allowed to touch. We can't use his garbage bags as parcel bags anymore. The Shadow does know. He knew. I think he fucking knew, wherever he was at, a fucking, spidey sense tingled in his fucking head. And he's like, Jesus, I gotta go clean coffee now, because Kara's in there being a sloppy-ass bitch.
You mean is Peter Tingle? You haven't
that
No.
does
seen
not
Endgame.
sound right.
Never mind.
No, haven't seen it.
So Fred said this doesn't affect your side, but they've changed our start time 3 times in the past 4 weeks. 8:30 to 7 to 7:30 now.
Yeah, they've been doing that at my office, and the whole making us leave and come back for the rest of it. They've not been making our guys leave. They've been making them leave and then taking those to them on the street, or they take them tomorrow. Yeah, they've been doing that, and that was to stagger the time in the office, because you had people coming in at 7 o'clock, and they were supposed to be out of the office by 8:30, and then the other people were going to clock on at 8:30, and then, leave at normal or whatever. But that hasn't worked at all, because they're making the clerks throw all the parcels and then start on the letters and the flats and all that. So by the time they get started on, it's 8:30 by the time they get started on the regular shit, the first and second class.
So everyone's already there.
So everyone's there all day long anyway.
That's
It's
dumb.
the dumbest thing ever.
It sounds dumb.
And it's been going on for a week, and everyone knows it's not working, but we're still fucking doing it. It's just straight fucking retarded.
It sounds like it.
Anyway, so that happened. I covered the coffee, covered the flips.
Covered some boredom.
I left the house this week.
You did. You ran out to Target to grab a couple switch lights and come back, and it was the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to you.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was crazy how scary it was for you to go
It was
into
weird.
public. What do you mean weird? You're going to have to elaborate on weird. I've left the house every fucking day except for Sundays.
I don't know. It's just different out there. It's like a vibe.
I mean,
What kind of
yesterday
vibe?
was weird because there was a lot of fucking cars out there.
Like,
yeah,
I'm
there
not
were cars everywhere
Supposed to
yesterday.
be out of the house, and I felt bad about being out of the house.
That was an essential trip. Could you have put up with Calvin all week if he didn't have his own switch light? he was having to share his Switch with other people, would you have been able to put up with his little ass this week?
I had been putting up with his ass for quite a while with sharing one Switch, and it was getting very, very irritating.
You guys
give
were.
it up at like 8:30 at night. That was the time
look,
I asked him to give it
I'm
up.
not saying
at.
you were being unreasonable.
I'm not saying that either.
I know. I just don't understand.
He was
played
being
it
a little
all day
unreasonable.
except 8:30 at night.
And he was so happy with the yellow.
Ryan says our work is the band on the Titanic doing what we do while the ship goes down. I agree, except those guys actually like had fun while they were doing it. They were doing what they loved.
Well, Kara is. She's making mess and drinking coffee.
Dude,
And getting egg yolks over your mat.
it's fucking crazy.
Should I
How
make her
she
some
eats.
boiled eggs and send them
No,
in with you? Be
absolutely
like,
not.
here, this is to make more of a
She
mess.
has different stuff to eat every day. She's not gonna eat the same thing twice. She
You
brings
can't be
in like
wasting our eggs.
she brings in like fucking hummus. At least once a day, she's eating some kind of weird ass hummus,
Ugh.
like ground up chickpeas. Like I don't fucking get it, but whatever.
Some of them are okay.
No,
I don't think I like hummus.
none of them are okay. Ground up fucking chickpeas. I'll pass every time. No thanks. So, where was that?
You were trying to recount all the
Oh,
things.
you were going out to swim, and so you feel like you shouldn't have been outside.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
no.
an essential trip.
I don't think the governor would have seen it that way.
I feel like the governor would have seen it that way because he's very into mental health, and that helped everyone's mental health this week because that little shit has had his nose buried in his very own yellow Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only time he's put it down is when he had to charge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Battery
did-
does
he
not
didn't
last
even
as long
wanna-
on those.
I
Well,
mean,
he also leaves the screen on for fucking 4
Yeah.
hours.
the battery life is supposed to be 3.5 to like 4.5 hours on that, where the actual Switch is 4.5 to 5.5. It's only an hour difference,
Oh.
but he literally will leave the screen open and on every time he sets it down, and he'll go watch a whole movie with the screen sitting there.
Yes.
And half the time when he's not playing, he's holding it like this, watching the TV, but it's still completely on and running the game and stuff.
Yes.
So that's why.
The battery issues is his fault, not Nintendo's.
Oh, I finished Tiger King last night.
Oh, good
You
for
did,
you.
you did.
Cool Cats and Kittens.
Yep.
Did you watch the episode they put up?
No, I didn't want with the. It started out with Joe McHale.
I haven't watched it.
or Whatever his name
I
is,
haven't
the
watched the new one.
community guy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I saw.
He started talking.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
then I went to bed.
Oh, so it, yeah.
No,
so
I
it was
didn't.
gonna
I
be
went
like
and
an
watched
interview?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's what I did.
So it was going to be like an interview show, I'm guessing. Was he
I don't know.
FaceTiming different people from the Tiger King?
We don't know. We just saw
There
him
was
sitting
like
on a couch.
minute of it before it went off.
No.
We
Okay.
changed it to Always Sunny.
Okay. All right. What time did y'all go to bed last night? Did you stay up to like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning or some
Nah.
shit? I guess if you ain't got to go to work, that's fine. You can stay up all night long every night.
No, 1 maybe.
Well, Amy went to bed around 12:30.
What time did you go to bed?
Probably around 2.
Why'd you stay up to 2?
Because I can't sleep.
Why can't you sleep?
Because I don't sleep.
What do you mean you don't sleep? I've seen you asleep. I've heard you snore, so I know you fucking sleep.
Well, the way she snores, I mean, I don't know how anybody can sleep with that.
Everyone's saying the bonus one wasn't any good. It didn't have any of the 3 people you'd want to see.
Which is Joe, Doc Antle, Carol Baskin.
You didn't name your favorite person.
He wasn't gonna be on it, was he?
I don't know. I don't know anything about
The
this
guy with
one.
no legs. That dude was cool.
Well, the last episode, they kept bringing him up. You know, talking about how they didn't talk to him yet. Why wouldn't they want to talk to him? He's been there for 14 years. He was the only one they didn't ask to interview.
I don't know.
That's what was at the last episode, was him talking about how no one wanted to talk to him. They didn't have him during the case do anything for it and all this shit like that.
The past master says Lump. I'm not sure who Lump is. But
She's
yeah,
lump. She's lump. She's in my head.
that is the President of the United States of America.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, fuck Carol Baskin, like the past master said. Carol Baskin is a goddamn bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, Joe's not any better. Like, I read an article where they were talking about how, you know, that he was, like, super racist, like all these people that actually know him. It's like, this dude was, like, crazy racist, too.
Oh.
And the producers was like, yeah, we cut that out. And I'm like, nobody had to say that. Like I saw the dude and I was like, that dude hates black people. like you didn't have to tell me he hated black people. Like, I just knew. Like,
But he ran for governor, Jason, and president.
in Oklahoma.
Wait, he ran for president too?
Yeah, you missed that one?
Yeah.
That was his
remember-
first campaign, was
That was
running
the
for president.
same episode as the governor one.
I remember
it just
the governor.
started with him doing president and then losing and then going straight for governor, like within a week, it seemed like.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeff is a slimy bastard, and he should be, in jail along with Joe. However, I did learn how he made all his money. He made all his money by selling return merchandise. And Bruce used to do that. That was something Bruce used to do. When you used to go over to Bruce's apartment, he had these shelves in his fucking living room. like
God.
everywhere, like full of like electronics and shit he would buy at an auction that he would then turn around and sell on eBay.
Huh.
So like I feel like Bruce and this guy's probably like crossed paths. And now I'm concerned, like I haven't been to Bruce's new house except outside to pick him up once. I'm concerned that Bruce has tigers in his backyard.
I was going to ask, does Bruce even have tigers?
I think he might have
He
tigers.
just
I
doesn't
don't
want
know.
to tell us about it, especially after that.
He's probably keeping the tiger sitch down low.
How many husbands does he have?
I don't think he's into the husbands. I think he's into the wives. And I think he only has one. But
But how
not
many
really a wife, a level 10
girlfriends?
girlfriend. So, like, I don't know.
Maybe
Like,
that level 10 girlfriend.
Maybe he only has one
like
tiger.
Jeff's.
Well, he might only have one tiger that he's trying to expand his tiger so he can expand his harem.
Oh.
Like,
So the more tigers you have,
the more women you can have.
Okay.
That's why Doc Antle had like 9 wives or whatever. Is because he had like
The
30,
most
40 tigers.
tigers.
Oh, he says we can't afford to keep them. No hookup with the Walmart garbage meat.
You don't have to
pandemic
have a
has killed it.
hookup. You just go to their dumpster.
I mean, what I learned is a tiger costs you about $2,000. And to feed a tiger is $10,000 a year. When you do the math on that, that works out to like $5 to $8 a day.
That's
Oh,
not
see,
too bad.
We could do that.
I have $2,000 thanks to Donald J. Trump and my Trump check. And I have at least $5 to $10 a day I could blow on tiger food.
There you go.
Like,
Except we said we were getting a cheetah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still standing by that. Did you see the past master did say that Joe Carroll is Carol Baskin's ex-husband and this is all scam?
you know, I saw that online and then I ignored it. And I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have ignored it. Bruce says Kim said, so they just called me Jeff. I mean, kind of, yeah.
No, we
sure.
called her Lauren.
Plenty of people around, though. Does anyone miss the homeless? We still have homeless hanging out at our interstate exit every day.
Do
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
Really? They're still down there?
Down there with their signs, taking
Couple of 'em.
shifts. There's a couple of
84-year-old man?
No, he's not been there.
He hasn't been
No,
there?
he hasn't been there. The
Oh.
Rona Mayor got him because he was 83 and homeless.
Oh, yeah.
But no, like a couple. Well, there's like 3
Wait.
people and they take shifts.
Before I
They have all their smartphones to play on when they're sitting by the pole
yeah,
waiting
before
for their
I
shift.
became unessential, there was a guy that looked really methy down there. Is he
Yeah,
still
he's
down
still.
there?
He's one of the 3.
And there was a woman that would be with him
Yeah,
sometimes
she's
too.
she's one of the 3.
Okay,
And then there's another guy.
so they're just working in shifts now.
Yeah, the 2
Okay.
of them sit on their phones by the light pole
Mhm.
while the one stands at the exit, and then they'll trade off occasionally.
Oh.
Like the other day when I
Oh,
came
so they're all
home
out
and
there
then-
together.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Teamwork.
The other day when I came home and then went back out, they had switched people. He was now sitting under the light, and the new other guy was over there. at the
Doesn't
exit.
sound very good for social distancing. They're doing this wrong.
They are. Maybe they don't know. They're homeless. Maybe they haven't heard.
There was
true.
there was one on the road that I worked on, like down toward the mall,
Yeah.
and his son had a Facebook web page that you
Oh.
could go on and
So
things to help him
he's
out.
homeless, but he
Yeah.
has
I wonder if he's still
smartphone
around.
and Facebook.
I mean, they all have smartphones, so they kind of have to know what's going on.
Well, doesn't the
That's why
government
they have
give them?
Facebooks.
Buckets on a
Okay.
6-foot pole. They don't have buckets. They're not carrying anything but their shitty cardboard sign that they made. Homeless, please help. God bless.
Mhm.
I don't know.
That one with the Facebook page. I mean, he had like sticker letters on his sign.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
that's nice.
fancy.
I know.
He's not true homeless. He's wealthy homeless.
He could afford stickers to put on his cardboard.
So
That means multiple packs because you don't always get all the letters you need.
No,
true,
and I
that's
mean,
true.
once you put out a Facebook address and everything, I mean,
I mean, maybe he went to Lowe's and got like those house stickers that like shitty people put on trailers. You know what I mean? Like the reflective, like black
No,
on the
they were
gold.
like nicer, like Michaels or Hobby Lobby stickers.
Oh, okay. Well, there's some
Yeah.
Michaels right over there. So
Yeah.
maybe he just went to Michaels and bought each individual letter for $1.
Mhm.
That's possible.
Well,
Took
he's
a
usually
sign in and
he's
built this sign inside Michaels and then just took it up there for them.
he's
to
probably
read
about a
out.
mile away from Michaels. He used to stand down at the corner where the Goodwill is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Anyway, so I had one of these telehealth visits this week.
Oh God.
I had to go to the doctor via the computer,
Yeah.
and it was a FaceTime chat, and then we chatted, and then he had to do the physical examination where I had to open my mouth and lean towards the camera and had to pull my eyelids down. Then he had me fill up under my ribs, and
Because you're a doctor and you know what things are supposed to feel like.
he had me feel my lymph nodes like under my jaw. And,
Yep, they feel good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
It feels like skin right here.
I mean, it's like 2 softballs, right? That's what they're supposed to feel like.
No, no.
Well, this, I don't know what to tell you, man. I did not have to do a prostate exam. He did not ask me for that
This time.
this
That's
time,
next
of
one.
course.
Well, it was an allergy doctor.
Yeah.
I would be concerned.
And then he wrote my prescriptions, and and it took 8 minutes, and I was like, this is bullshit. Like, I just paid $100 some for this guy to just write prescriptions. That's all it was.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was the dumbest thing ever. Like, normally when I go to the asthma doctor, like, they have me do breathing tests so they can
Yeah.
assess my breathing, and I do like 3 or 4 tests before I even see a doctor. And like the most medical he got with me is, would you say that your asthma is controlled, somewhat controlled, neither controlled nor uncontrolled, uncontrolled, or disastrously uncontrolled? And I'm like, I don't know, somewhere in the middle, I guess. I don't know.
So you could have taken a survey for this doctor's appointment and just
Literally,
sent it
yeah.
in
There was no
instead.
point in me seeing him other than so he could look at the camera when I held my mouth open and went towards the camera and then pulled my eyelids down, which I don't know what that means, but
I don't know.
and
I'm not a
like,
doctor.
Did he shine a light through the
No,
screen?
no, he
No, he
didn't.
told Jason to turn his flashlight on now.
Okay.
He said the doctor kept telling me to hold a $50 bill up to the camera for some reason. I don't know.
You see, my 8 minutes with my doctor was actually in the waiting room while they tried to figure out how to connect the camera.
Oh, they hadn't even figured it out. I think this is all this guy does. I don't even think he's from around here.
Oh, yeah. No, I sat in their quote-unquote waiting room where you could see when the doctor was available, on call, unavailable, offline, and online. And I watched it switch about 7 times before it actually put me in a FaceTime type
Oh.
situation with her that lasted 2 minutes of her asking me, well, how's that working out? Is there any changes? We're working on this, right? And then it shut off and she just called me and said, yeah, I think it disconnected. I'm just going to do this.
Well, I figured out I had probably the best mic setup of anybody he had seen that day, because while he was talking to me and he said, hello, how are you? And I said, hey, how's it going? I heard myself like 10 times echoing off of his speakers, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to turn me down there.
See, I took care of all these medical things before they closed everything.
Ryan was asking me, did I not do this from home, or did you go somewhere and do this? I did it
Yep.
here in the studio, actually. I came out here and
Did
did
you
it
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just did it in the dining room where Calvin has
If I
class.
did it in the dining room, what would have happened in the middle of that appointment?
Calvin would have been like,
screaming in the background,
"What you doing?"
dancing.
Dad,
Changing.
I found coconuts. Dad.
Guess how many peaches I have?
Or the best, just peeks over his shoulder, sees a camera. He's gonna run and go get his costume and his switch, and then he was
Yes.
gonna be in the
Yeah.
In the background the entire
dancing
time.
and doing stuff. Have his switch over his head, dancing for you. You know.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. That is exactly what would have happened if I had done that
Yeah,
in the house.
I just decided to see my people in person.
You were taking a nap. You were nowhere around.
I
Yeah, I
wasn't
know.
allowed to see people because this is a monthly visit, so I don't have a choice.
Yeah, Amy
I've set
gets-
up my next one, and they said, yeah, it's probably going to be the same next time. We'll see you on this app.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amy doesn't get the controlled substances paper prescription like you do. So
Yeah. I'm still waiting on the doctor to go to the office to actually pick up the prescription to go and get it.
They won't call it
Yeah.
in?
They
no, they
can't.
can't call that
Oh,
one in.
wow.
Yeah, they can't. I'm not allowed to.
Hmm.
It's one of the ones that's got to have a paper prescription.
Yeah.
my dentist called in some pain pills. I thought,
Yeah, those were weak ass pain pills.
they were, but I mean, it's the
Tylenol
best
with-
you can get.
Tylenol with
anymore.
codeine, like just give me some fucking heavy duty cough syrup and take double the dose, and it's the same thing. Screen went away.
No, I
Screen
see
went
that.
away.
I mean, they only cost me like $1 something from the
There it is, it's
pharmacy.
Yeah, mine costs more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Mine have to
well,
be
yours
written
aren't pain
down.
pills. Let's be clear.
That's true too.
Yours are pain pills are pretty cheap. Heroin's not expensive. Just ask the homeless guy down at the corner with a sign. He'll tell you, no, man, I can get enough money for my heroin for the day or stand here an hour.
Oh, that's also why they take shifts, isn't it? So they can go get the drugs. That's
So
why
they go
sometimes
shoot
there's
up,
only
yeah.
2 of them.
Yeah.
It's going to get the stuff with the money they earned that hour, so they can switch off.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I have a better
Apparently-
understanding now.
I'm not a big, drug person.
Sure.
Well, those kind of drugs. But
Those kind of drugs.
the dirty
okay.
drugs.
What are
Um,
okay? You're all right. The dirty drugs.
The dirty
All right,
drugs.
go on.
But apparently you have to do it a lot.
I think
Because
anything.
the one person that I was around was that girl that worked for us for like 3 days, and she was constantly in the bathroom.
I think she was just like wanting to maintain her high because she was bored at work.
Well, we actually had work to do
Well,
then,
she
and
doesn't
I was
wanna
like,
do
well,
that.
That wasn't entertaining. That was
fuck,
work.
now I've got all the work to do.
Could you imagine what she's doing right now if she got her Trump check?
Oh gosh.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
She's bouncing off
she's
the
probably
walls.
dead.
Yeah.
Fred did ask, so we gonna get another stimulus check in a month or two, you think? Or are
I
we
don't know.
done?
I think we're
'Cause
done.
If this keeps going, I could pay off most of my debt.
Here's like what's crazy to me. Like I didn't know this was gonna happen, but anybody that went on unemployment is getting their normal unemployment, which
Yeah.
doesn't
Mhm.
cover your full
Paycheck.
paycheck.
Yeah.
But then the government's also giving you $600 a week on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So Amy is making more money on unemployment than what she did employed.
Yeah.
That's true.
So she's a fucking welfare queen.
I am okay with this. I mean, if they'll just keep paying me, I'll just stay
I don't think
home.
they will. I think you'll run out of money in like it's 6 months at most.
Well, I mean, the state unemployment says I've got like 13,000, so I can at least go for that.
That's like
That's
6
about
months.
6 months.
Yeah.
They're
They
only
calculate
paying you like $500 a week.
I mean, that's not even half of what I make in a year, so.
No.
Mm.
No, not even close to half.
No.
No. But now you're getting
But
Did
now,
somebody just pull up like banging bass? Look out that door. Like there's like somebody's
Yeah,
here.
You can usually hear that from the street or down there when they come.
No,
when
somebody
there's-
is fucking like. You hear that?
Yeah.
Do you hear that thumping?
Yeah, that's either up or down. When they pull on the street, sometimes they accidentally go down the driveway and they're not supposed to, and then they have to come back up, and then they.
So that's
Go
somebody
upwards.
with like their fucking bass heavy vehicle driving them down the street.
Either that or they have speakers in the back of a truck. I haven't figured out which, because there's usually a lot of people in there too.
I feel like
It
I'm
sounds
outside
like a
the
moving
club.
party.
that's so they don't get caught for
Sta-
not social distancing.
Standing in line outside the club waiting to get in. That's what that sounds like. It's fucking crazy. I want to find out who this is and tell them to turn their shit down.
Well, our neighbors
Good
are
luck.
usually pretty quiet.
No, they're not.
At all.
No. Our neighbors up here have a bonfire like every 3 days with loud ass fucking music.
Well, not
Yeah.
right now. Right?
Even right now.
Yeah,
I
they're doing
haven't
it.
noticed. We should really report them then.
I don't think there's that many people there. I think
Yeah.
it's just them. They
Oh.
get drunk and have a huge bonfire every weekend.
Oh, are
mean-
you talking about the ones right up the
Yeah.
hill that you
Yeah.
can see the?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They
I've seen the bonfire.
play
I just-
loud ass country music.
They do. A
Okay.
lot.
Well, I don't leave the house a lot anymore, so. Like-
You don't have to leave the house. You just got to be
No.
outside.
Nah, I don't like doing that.
It's still going off.
There's nothing we can do about it right now.
Call the cops. File a noise complaint. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and if I can hear their fucking radio, like that's a fucking issue. I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere.
So you can hear it easier.
That's like
Minus all of, the
It's-
cabin and the headphones and
it's at
everything that's supposed to
least-
cancel the noise.
at least a quarter mile away, and I can hear their thumping.
Yes.
That's if they're as close as they could possibly be. More than likely, they're a mile away. No wonder it's so loud they can't hear anything.
That's probably really true too. I don't know what to tell you.
Anyway,
It happens.
So that was the week. Still don't have a vacation or anything. I get to teach the week after this one.
Yep.
So I'll be going to the Corona hotspot in our local area.
Make sure you put your students like 6 feet apart.
They can't do that. Don't have that much room. According to how many I have. If I got like 12 people again, they're going to be sitting in each other's laps.
You can't be doing that.
Well, you know, they're essential. Everybody's essential. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not essential.
You're not essential.
I'm okay with that.
You shouldn't be.
I'm technically supposed to be at work, but too many people don't want to work and took the catastrophe pay. I'm still curious about which 3 people aren't coming back, 'cause apparently 3 people have just up and quit during this. Said they're not coming back.
They might change their mind once the catastrophe pay goes away. And, you know.
They have no money. Are they like high school kids, maybe?
No one will tell me who it is.
Oh.
Nobody knows but our acting quote-unquote manager,
Why don't you ask her?
because she's the one not telling anyone.
She's the one not telling those people. Why don't
That's
you
true.
ask her? She'll tell you.
Eh,
You're not a high school kid that's immediately going to call everybody.
that's true. I have a guess on some of them. I think one of them's a shift. Everyone's going to be excited about it,
So nobody likes the person that's quitting.
pretty much. Even the other shifts refuse to work with him.
But you
I'd
don't
work
even,
with him.
But you don't even know that he's quitting.
I don't.
You're assuming.
I am.
You know what assuming does.
I have a good hunch on this.
Okay. All right.
I have not spoken to any of my employees since.
Well, you
well,
probably
weeks
should.
ago. I mean,
To
I don't
be
even know if
honest,
they're
you-
alive anymore.
You probably should speak to your employees.
I
just
have
to
a
be
couple
honest.
of older people, so I mean, they
Yeah,
may
you
have.
probably might want to just check in on. My
Yeah.
district manager texts us every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Send him a text. Be like, hey, just checking on you. See how
I
you're holding
texted
up.
him on the 6th when our boss told us that we were going to reopen, and I was like, "Yeah, that's not happening."
Well, it's a
Maybe-
while
That's about
ago.
all it was.
Maybe send him a text.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, just checking on you. Miss you guys.
I mean,
I mean, I know you don't,
Chelsea-
and they know you're gonna be lying, but at least like put forward the motions.
Chelsea calls every partner every week and has a
Wow.
group message. And our district manager texts us every 2 weeks in a giant group message.
I feel like a lot of the kids that I work with, they like keep in touch with each other.
You
They
should-
like
you
do
should-
stuff together.
I'm
and
not
things.
kidding. Like this is something you should really do.
Oh, okay. Maybe
We've
I'll
all
do that
been
later.
tracking each other through Snapchat, sharing different recipes to try to remake our coffee that we're missing.
Okay.
All right, well that's it for this week. Hopefully one day we'll have the crew back in here for a normal show
Eventually.
once the apocalypse is over. In the meantime, I hate doing this, but you can always support us by subscribing to us on Twitch, especially if you have Amazon Prime. You can do that for free on Twitch. You can go to the website, use the Amazon links. You can, subscribe to us on Patreon. You can just send cash to help pay the bills.
I send you
Uh,
$3 every month.
You should stop that. That's dumb. That's
I
coming
don't know
out
how
of...
to stop. It's $3.
And
Share the show.
if you go buy the ink, do so using our Amazon link, because he said that he was gonna, go
Buy
buy
ink.
ink because of the subtle advertisement.
Unintended.
Life, the universe, and everything.
All right, so that's it for this week. We'll see you guys next week or so. And until then, do that thing you're supposed to do, which is
Hit it.
Hit Jason.
there you go.